It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the Hillside Brewery and it's a bottle of their Compatriot American Pale Ale coming in at 4.9% ABV. It's part of their craft specials range at the Hillside Brewery and the beer has been brewed with Centennial, Columbus and Citra. Fantastic. There's a look at the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. I've heard good things about this beer. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. Yes, I've heard very good things about this beer. So Hillside have, as I gather, I've been speaking to one or two bloggers around the country. Hillside have employed an American brewer. So I'm presuming that this beer has been influenced, as it is an American pale ale, by this American brewer. Don't know his name, should really have known his name, but there we go. I know Paul Williamson, the owner, who says quite funnily on this label that he's a beer fanatic. So beer in the glass then, it's a 1 to 2 finger, slightly off-white head. Slight haze to the beer, but it is a bottle conditioned beer, so you will get a little bit of haze from time to time. Nice levels of carbonation on this golden coloured ale. Now, the all important aroma, let's dive in. Wow, wow, that smells fantastic. So lovely and fresh. Biscuity and grapefruity, a little bit of mango. It's piney. Oh, it smells so good. And it smells so familiar these days to get your nose into an American style beer with American hops. It's like second nature now. So I'm expecting good things from this beer. Let's dive in. Cheers. Wow. Oh, brilliant. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. And this beer is brilliant on a number of, or for a number of reasons. Ooh, it's still pulling, so I'm going to have to kind of remember that thought in my mind while I talk to you about that amazing bitterness on the back end. It just pulls and pulls and pulls. It's a pine needle experience right on the back end and it refuses to go away. But up front, initially you get a lovely malty bready feel to the beer. And then the flavour in the beer, the grapefruit that comes rushing over your tongue, rushing over your palate, is just phenomenal. Sharp grapefruit, like you've put a bit of sugar on some grapefruit and you've dug your teeth into it. That kind of fresh, sweet, sharp, sour grapefruit taste. There's a little bit of lemon in there. There's some orange peel in there, some fresh blood orange. There's a bit of mango. And I was going to mention earlier about this this sweetness to begin with, and then this onrushing bitterness. That is a great example of a balance to a beer. I'm all for, I think it's very important to get a good balanced beer. This is balanced in a kind of a very strange way because it's kind of like balanced like this. It's not a 50-50 balance, but it's enough. Pardon me. That sweetness in there stops it rocking and falling off the edge and rolling down the cliff. We've all seen that film, The Italian Job, where the bus is rocking on the end. If it wasn't for the gold on the end, the bus would have gone. And this is the same point here with this beer. If it wasn't for the sweetness in this beer to begin with, that little bit of balance, then it wouldn't be half the beer. but it's got that lovely malty, bready, sweet, biscuity sweetness at the beginning to balance, to offset that lovely onrushing bitterness on the back end. I'm very excited about this beer. It's very good. It's a very, very good beer. Right, okay, I'll have one more taste. Tell you about how nice and refreshing it is. Nicely carbonated. That carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releasing all of them flavours as it goes along. It kind of hits the tongue and bounces around and releases all them lovely hoppy, piney flavours. And it's great. It's a nice refreshing brew. Now then, what I want to show you is, it's probably a bottle conditioned beer. Now, you can see that beer's cleaned up a bit now. It's a nice bright beer. I do this in all of my reviews to show that if you're a new viewer, if you've come along and you found this beer review completely by accident, or you're just getting into beer and you want me to explain a little bit about the second fermentation process, now's the time. So the brewer will add some yeast to each bottle of the beer. Bottle of beer, excuse my English. Right, see them little bits and pieces floating around in the glass? Do not panic. If you see that in your glass, that cloudy milkshakey looking beer with the little bits floating around, do not panic, there is nothing wrong with the beer. This is intentional. The brewer puts it in there by purpose. The reason being is because when I talked about that natural carbonation earlier, that lovely springing, zingy carbonation, it's a natural process in the bottle. Second fermentation is called, so it naturally re-ferments the beer and it causes that lovely carbonation. And it makes the beer look a little bit like that. I'll prove it to you, I'll try some. And it's still the very same lovely, refreshing, biscuity, hoppy brew that it was 2 minutes ago. Don't drink with these, people. Don't drink with your peepers. Drink with your mouth. Right, lovely lacing on the glass. Look at that. Let's get this beer rated then. So Hillside Brewery Compatriot American Pale Ale, 4.9% ABV. I'm gonna say this is an absolutely fantastic beer. It's phenomenal. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Check out Hillside Brewery. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.